Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit, and we are back in this room for today. My living room looks like a building site. I've been putting together one of those little hallway slash console tables for my entranceway, and my dad was here last night helping me. He's supposed to come back today to finish it off, so we are in here for my Alice in Wonderland update today. So with this update, I am happy with how things have been going, how things have been moving, the progress and whatnot. So let's just get on into it. And we are gonna obviously talk about the product that has been in here for the longest. The playing cards was a product that you had to use 52 times. And I decided that a blush was gonna be good for this. I wanted to use my NARS mini blush in the shade Deep Throat. Now last month when I had my update, I had mentioned to you guys that I was sitting at about 21, 22 uses. So I stuck with the 21 uses. And because we know that tracking's not my thing, I decided to count out the days and see what day would end up being my technical 50-second use if I was to use it every single day. So that day was January 22nd. So I have completed my 52 uses on this product, and it was literally just a couple of days ago. The day I'm filming this is the 24th. So I was really curious to see what this product was going to look like at that 52 use mark. I had such a nice pan in it before last update, but as I had mentioned then as well, this had fallen off of my counter. Luckily, I didn't really lose much product, but it did break apart, so I had to repress it, so I lost that pan. I did have a couple mini pans by the time the update rolled around, but you know that still losing that pan kind of sucked. I don't know if it would have made a difference as to where I'm sitting at right now with what product is left in here, because yes, a little spoiler, there is still product, and let me show you guys what this is actually looking like at the 50-second use. And we have just this small amount of product left, but it is still enough. Did I want to finish this off? Absolutely. Have I continued to reach for it to do so? No. I do have another blush in here that I wanted to start reaching for, so I did put this away. I have not reached for it since January 22nd, but I will be finishing this blush off by the end of the year at the latest. Whether that's in a project or on my own, you guys may or may not see this moving forward, but it will be a blush that I will have completed for 2026, and I am so excited about it. Whether it's a mini or not, it's a blush that's going to be finished. It's a blush that I've had for a long time, and I am ready to get it out. So we are moving on from this project, but like I said, you may or may not see it in the future. I may work on it on my own. I may pull it into a project, but that will be completed at some point, and I'm so here for it. So another product that I have had in here for a while, which I, again, have still not reached for, was the Drink Me Shrinking Potion. So it was something that's mini slash travel size, my Becca Moonstone highlighter. I still have not reached for this because I've been focusing on another highlighter I'll show you in a second. So again, still untouched. I do think that I might start reaching for this, you know, here and there sooner than later. I did mention last month that if I wanted to reach for it, obviously I could. I'm not going to hold myself back just because of the other highlighter that I'm working on, even though that is my focus. If I have the spark and want to use it, I'm going to use it. I just haven't had that yet. But we'll see. I'm kind of debating reaching for this. My goal is just to create a dip, like a good, decent dip. I don't want to hit pan or anything like that. I'm not going to have a usage goal. I just want to create a dip in here. So I might start reaching for this, slash also maybe pairing it with the other highlighter that I'm working on. That could be something I could do as well. So we are still going to hold on to her for a little while longer. And of course, the highlighter that has been taking my time. This is for the prompt Follow the White Rabbit. So a product that you bought because it was the hype or it was on trend or something along those lines. And this is the Skinfinish in Double Gleam. Now, again, I have not been keeping track, but I have been using this every single day. And I don't know how close I am to hitting pan. Like, this part right here has now kind of spread out. This was more looking like a little cut, a little, you know, dig into the product, where now it looks like it's been kind of spread out a little bit more. I have no idea how far I am from hitting pan. I feel like it is going to be a little bit longer still. And these little bumps kind of get to me a little bit. Like, I'm fine with it, but it's just making it feel like the product is harder to hit pan on. Whereas something like this is just a super simple, easy, like you work your way through it. There's no lines, there's no dips, there's no digs, there's no nothing like that. But I know it's more than likely because of like the imprint on the actual product itself. I feel like I'm almost like digging under the lines in a weird way. So yeah, I am going to continue to work on this. I don't necessarily want to change my goal. I want to keep going, but I feel like this is going to be in here for a while, and I don't know how I feel about that. So we're going to give it a couple more months, I think. Once springtime rolls around, I will see how I feel, and see where we're at that point. And I'm really hoping that I can hit pan, because I do have a highlighter in another project that I believe only has like a 6 use goal. So I think there may have been one day where I didn't reach for this, so that, you know, those 6 uses plus that one day would be a week in total without using this. And then if I do decide to reach for this and not pair it with this, there's a few extra days here and there. So there might be a couple of weeks in total where I don't end up reaching for this. But we'll see how this goes. This is a lot of work. It's beautiful. I love it. I still absolutely adore it. But it is a lot of work to try and get that pan. And just watching like the progress on what this looks like every day, is quite interesting sometimes. But we will be keeping that in for another little bit. And then last month, I rolled in 2 brand new prompts. One was the Cheshire Cat, which was a product that you had to wait to come back into stock to purchase. And I decided I was pulling in my Cover FX, the blush duos, and this is in the shade Soft Peach. I mentioned they were no longer selling it on Beautylish. They were also not selling it in Sephora. And I purchased this at Winners. So it was not available to me and then available to me. So I wanted to reach for this and use this 10 times. I've officially used it twice. So the 23rd and today the 24th, because I've been reaching for that NARS blush right up until January 22nd. So I have been pairing the two together, but I've also been pairing this with the peachier tones in my Pan That Face palette, blush palette, which is the Jouer Rose Cut Gems or something along those lines. So I'm finally starting to reach for that side of the palette now, and I'm wearing these two together. So I've got 8 more uses to go on this, and I think this is definitely going to be out for a next update, because I will just wear this over the next 8 days. So at least we can have something out for next month. And then last but not least was the Mad Hatter. So it was a product that you forgot you had. And I have had this e.l.f. lip product hanging out that I completely forgot about. My goal is to completely finish it. I did reach for it a little bit after I had pulled this in. I think I can see a difference in where we were sitting at. I'm not marking anything, but just progress wise and like the size of it, it does look a little bit smaller. So I have not reached for this for a little bit. I probably should to get this out. I do think this might take a couple of months, but that's totally cool with me. I'm excited to finally get this out of my collection because I've had it for a little while. And like I said last month when I rolled it in, I don't know if they even make this anymore. So that is the last product. So I am only rolling out 1 product, which means I'm only rolling in 1 product, but that's okay. It's better than nothing. So we have a total of 23 prompts. Probably gonna have to do a few re-rolls because I've been, we're about halfway through, I'm pretty sure now. So, I've rolled quite a few prompts out. So we are going to see what we end up with and see how long it takes before we can find a prompt that I can actually work on. So number 17, oh, I don't think I actually had this one, so that's nice. Did I? No. Well, that was lovely. The first go. So prompt 17 is Wonderland Croquet. So basically it's using a product for a totally different purpose. So if you watch the movie, if you know Alice in Wonderland, they use the flamingo as a mallet and the hedgehog as a ball to play croquet. So I need to find a product that I want to use for an entirely different purpose. Let me go take a look and see what I have in my collection, and I will be right back. Okay, so it's not the most exciting. This is my condensed down version of my Chocolate Bonbons palette by Too Faced. If you watched my intro for Project Level Up Light, which went up a few days ago, I had mentioned how I had condensed this down to like a cute little 5-pan palette. Out of those 5 pans, 3 of them are used up, 2 still remain, and these are the 2 that are left. Now, this is the shade that I'm going to focus in on, and I want to use this in my brows, but I'm only going to do five times because I have my Makeup by Mario palette, the Panning Solitaire update that happened a couple of days ago. I rolled in my duo, and those 2 brown shades I was talking about using in my brows as well. So I didn't really want this to compete, but I didn't want to find an eyeshadow to use as a blush or a blush to use as an eyeshadow. So we are gonna dip into this, just do 5 uses. So this will be hopefully rolled out next month. I don't know if this is gonna be too red for my brows or not, but I will blend it, I'll make it work, I'll do what I have to. Get 5 uses on this just to get some sort of little bit of use on this eyeshadow, and then just use that in my brows. So not super exciting, but it is something. It is getting a little bit more use on that palette, on those 2 shades, because those 2 shades I would like to eventually use up. And yeah, it is what it is. So that is what I'm going to be working on for the next month or so. I'm really hoping that I can figure out this double gleam highlighting situation and try and get, like, I can feel a dip, but also not at the same time because of all of this. Like, I can feel it here, but it's not even like look how pretty that is. It's just not even, I don't know. I don't know. Did I make a mistake? Maybe. Maybe. We'll have to see. I'll give it, like I said, a couple more months, and then we will see where I'm at that point. But yeah. That is it for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.